This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It is your one-stop shop for all comic needs, whether they be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% plus free shipping on your entire order. Again, CarterComics.com, one-stop shop for all comic needs. What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And welcome back to another episode of this freaking show. It is a weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. And I don't know why I feel like I got like sour cream on my face, but for some reason I feel like I got sour cream on my face, even though I can see myself. I don't got sour cream on my face, but I just feel like I got sour cream on my face. I just
That's
got
an
done
uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, I ate a quick dinner. I made I've been making quesadillas a lot.
Nice.
Like
Weirdly, so have we.
low carb wrap, cheddar cheese, and a little bit of taco seasoning.
Nice.
And, game changers. Love it. It's quick. It's simple. It's filling. I throw a little sour cream and some hot sauce on it once in a while. Maybe some Valentino or Tapatio. Delicious.
Nice.
Delicious. Love it. How you doing, bud?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad. I feel a little like I personally feel okay. I feel good. A little disappointed in myself for a couple reasons. One, last week was a stressful late week. It rolled into the weekend. I did not attempt the sardine thing. I'm still committed to do it. I think I'm going to do it possibly maybe over the weekend, Saturday into Monday. Or I may just start tomorrow. I don't know. Why not? Why not do it tomorrow into Sunday? Either way. I just knew like if I did it and I knew I was rolling into the weekend that I knew I was going to roll into because I had phones last week, that that everything that's happening at work and how stressed everything is at work, that if I got into the weekend, I would find my comfort, which is eating.
Food. Yep.
As I haven't overeating, it's just finding like those things I love that I want to eat. And
yeah, just some of those scratches the itch.
Exactly.
Get you in a better mood.
Yeah, right. And shocker in the world, a can of sardines probably wouldn't be that thing.
Right.
But this week, other than a Facebook post I literally just saw before we started recording, is another reason why I'm disappointed in myself. But I saw a post that I put about my weight loss journey back in 2018. I saw the photo I looked like in February after just a month of committing to an actual diet and everything. I was like, and I literally looked at it. I'm like, wow, that used to be you. That used to be you. And that sucked thinking about. And it's hard to look at it like because I would love to look at it and be like, that should be motivation to try and commit and do, and more or less it just feels like I just failed myself, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
So for a week that has been pretty decent, for a week that I've been kind of okay, that kind of hit and that kind of sucked, but I know I'll turn it around. I know I'll get back into it. Like I said, I am committed to doing the sardine thing. That's why there was no updates from me about it. But I think, like I said, I could just easily start tomorrow. I could do it. I got everything I need. I got coffee, I got water, I got sardines, I got lemon juice, I got a hot sauce. I could make it work.
Word.
Joey, you did it though.
Yeah. I did not. I made it a day and a half, and then I had horrible stomach pains, and really I had to back out. Needed to eat oatmeal for breakfast to help clear some stuff out.
What do you think it was?
I think it was the like oils from the fish started moving stuff along. But I didn't have enough fiber to help actually, push stuff out, for lack of a, I could say it much grosser, but that's the nicest way I can put it.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you thinking that that's definitely not for you, or you willing to try
I
it
I
again, or
I
what's
think
your thought on it?
I think the fast is not for me. I do think that I would benefit from at least once a week having between 2 and 4 cans of sardines.
In a day
Um,
or throughout the week?
I think
Throughout the
throughout the
4 days.
week. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think if I had one a day, 4 days a week, that'd be a good shape for me. I think
Mhm.
two a day, 2 days a week would be fine.
Yeah.
If it became something that became one of my go-to snacks, I think that'd be good for me. I do, I was telling you before the show that I was feeling a little grumpy.
Yeah.
Um, despite my grumpiness today, I have felt great this week.
Hmm.
And the last time I felt this good was right after I had tried to do the sardine fast the last time. So
Gotcha.
I suspect there's something with the omega threes or whatever that does something for my brain that is improves my mood. Don't know what,
Hmm. Yeah. I
but
mean, it's that's I don't know, like because I know when we talked about it, I don't know if we talk about side effects and was that kind of like part of it?
I think we talked a little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah, yeah. See, I need sardines because I don't remember. That's
Right.
that's
Yeah. It's
that's gonna
supposed to
be
be very good for your brain.
yeah, it'll be the benefit. And I mean, honestly, I guess tomorrow, tomorrow being Friday and everything, like wouldn't that be the perfect day to start the sardine fest? Because we are in Lent. Lent started up yesterday,
Yep.
and isn't it like only fish on Fridays or something like that?
Yeah. It's a more of a Catholic thing, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean I think that's probably the only part of the Catholic religion I could like get behind because nothing against the Catholic religion, but I mean, to make me stand, kneel, and sit every 3 minutes at a service is ridiculous.
Hmm.
Um, but
No, they stay in such good shape.
yeah, did you decide to give anything up for Lent or
No, I believe instead of nothing against people who give stuff up for Lent. If that works for you, that's great.
yeah?
I've been trying the last few years to add things in Lent rather than
Oh
take
yeah,
away.
we talked about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What'd you add?
Yeah, and so I haven't. Well, it's only day 2, so it's fine. But my goal is to do some prayer walks a couple of times a week.
Okay.
So sort of like it's on some level it's just a walk, but it's supposed to be a little bit more meditative and
Yeah.
um yeah, and it's one of my favorite practices. I don't do it often enough, and Lent seems like a good reason to do it. So, and like I said
Gotcha.
to my congregants about it, Lord knows I need the exercise.
Same here. Same here. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. I remember you talking about it, and I didn't remember until just this moment. But I remember you mentioning something about like you always like want to add something to Lent and everything. I think that's a cool concept. I didn't commit to letting go of anything this year. First off, I totally forgot about it. I remember well, I was off work on Tuesday because I had to go into the dentist. Love the dentist. Got my clean-ins and stuff. And I totally forgot that was Fat Tuesday. I forgot we're rolling into Ash Wednesday, and I was like, "Well, crap, yeah, that's right, Dad." And I'm like, "Geez, what am I gonna give up?" And I couldn't think of anything. I mean, I gave it to smoking. I rarely ever drink. I thought like, oh, maybe sweets. Maybe not ordering food and stuff like that. But I mean, yes, I ordered Jimmy John's because they got the velvet cookie. It's like, so those are out the window.
Right.
But maybe I'll give it some time. Maybe there's something I haven't done that I should give. Maybe, who knows? We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I got time. But I'm gonna do the fast. I'm gonna try. I got the sardines. They're sitting there. I gotta give it a shot. Maybe for Lent. Maybe I'll do what you do. Maybe I'll add something, and maybe that'll be commitment or something. Who knows? Focusing on. I mean, there's a lot of things I need to commit to. Taking my vitamins daily, hitting a
For
step
sure.
go daily, drinking the amount of water I need to drink daily, and who knows, and I already do the praying thing.
Yeah.
I pray every day to work, on my way to work, like, God, let me leave early. Um, I mean, he must be busy because that's not happening. But yeah, I commitment's always been a big thing with me, and it's always been kind of a struggle and a problem and stuff. And that's something
Yeah.
I definitely need to
I
work on.
think starting small is a good way to go, right? I mean,
Definitely,
you say you already pray on your way to
I do.
work and from work. or just
Mostly on the way, because what
gotcha. Yeah,
usually,
yeah,
yeah,
cool, cool.
usually on my way home from work, and I've had conversations with my buddy who I book pro wrestling with. A lot of the conversations, I probably talk to that dude probably like 2 3 times a week, just about like booking ideas and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
when I think we may have talked about it with audiobooks, like I like how like I can't commit to an audiobook because my
Mhm.
brain kept. So on my drive homes, it's me kind of like always thinking about like like all these different little things that like I have going on, I need
Nice.
to figure out, I got to do and everything. So it's like my mornings is when like I'm starting my day. It's a new day. It's a new moment in my life I'm creating, and I got 55 minutes to drive to work and talk to the one person I know ain't gonna judge me for whatever I have to say. And
Nice, nice.
and
Yeah.
on my way home, it's more or less like I'll give a call to my dad, see what he's up to. He was actually just calling right now, and I'll call him after I'm done with the
Mm.
podcast. But I'll call my dad, see what he's up to. I'll call my buddy Hunter, ask, throw some wrestling ideas like his way and stuff like that. I start thinking about like the things for like Freaknet Studios, this freaking show, JFW, the anticipation of Belly Up, the anticipation of the Bible-based podcast and all that. Like you think like okay, this would be a cool idea. This would be a cool idea, stuff like that. And
Hmm, hmm.
it's just weird though because like I could sit there driving, I could be like, okay, well, if I think about it, like a Fire Pit Barn Grill would be a great place to start with the Belly Up series and everything. And I got to get hold of Jeff because I know we got to book the show that's coming out on the 28th. I think we got the car lined up and everything, but if Joey and I could figure out ways to interview people from like churches or maybe like born again Christians, and we could follow their stories and talk a little bit about it. And I got to make sure that I get the report done at work tomorrow because the customer really does need to get that out. And I
Mm.
know they're going to call and follow up with it in the morning and everything. And I do got to make sure that I get a hold of Benny, who's going to be on JFW on Monday, and make sure that he knows what we're doing. And I also got to double check with Will and Justin to make sure they're still good for Saturday because we're going to be doing a watch along video and everything that we're going to upload onto YouTube because we just moved JFW over to YouTube, and now all that content's going to be flowing over there and everything. And when was the last time I got an oil change? No, I think I'm pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's still good and everything. I think tires are still good and everything. I gotta get windshield wipers though, because those things are about to go out and everything. But geez, do I want a cigarette.
Mhm. Yep,
And I
I hear
still
you.
got 54 minutes of driving home, but
Yep, yep.
that's kind of where my mind goes, and it just I just end up just trying to play music to try to zone that stuff out so I don't keep going. Like I just as scary as it sounds, like I just want to zone out while I'm driving home. Like I just want to clear my mind and enjoy a
Yeah. No,
free
that makes sense to
moment.
me.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
I think commitment may be my Lent thing, maybe focus more on like I said, more walking, more water, uh maybe, more balanced food and everything. I actually got an
For
apple I
sure,
was
for
gonna
sure.
eat before we started podcasting. I didn't get a chance to eat it yet. Um but
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
So,
commitment.
do you have the Bible app on your phone from Bible.com?
No.
It's a great. I find it to be a great little Bible app.
Oh,
It's the most plain Jane basic Bible app out there, in my
mhm,
opinion. And they have several things there that I think are fantastic. One is if you want like a reading plan,
mhm,
they've got short reading plans, long reading plans. Just focus on one book, just focus on different topics. Read the whole Bible in a year, so on and so forth. I don't recommend starting with the Read the Bible in a year. I've never made it through that
mhm.
plan ever. I've read the beginning of Genesis like probably 6 or 7 times just in one year before because I would start it and then not finish it.
Yeah.
And it gets to be aggravating. But pick like a book of the Bible that you're interested in. Lent is it's 40 days, not including Sundays.
Yeah.
So it's basically about 6 weeks, right? The book of James, if I remember correctly, is 5 chapters. Um, so if you did a chapter a week,
Yeah.
you'd be able to have an off week. The other thing with James, what I used to listen to James is one of my favorite books. It's my
Mhm.
favorite book in the New Testament.
Yeah.
It's probably tied for It's probably tied for first with Job and Amos. Yeah. I don't know. Ask me a different day. You'll be get a different answer. But
It's all based on mood at
um,
that point.
yeah, yeah, right. Well, and I have different favorite prophets on different days of the week. It seems like
Yeah.
too. But or like if we're working through Isaiah, I love
Mhm.
Isaiah. But if we're working through Jeremiah, I love Jeremiah. And so right now I'm not working through any prophets. We're in the Gospel of John.
Yeah.
And so I when I think of the prophets, I always go Amos is my guy. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I also like Micah. Anyway, um, I digress. James takes about 15 minutes to read the whole book. And what's cool with the Bible app is that it has audio versions.
Yeah.
And so I used to when I was walking from work down at Interstate on the levee to class, I would listen to the Book of James on my walk to class because it took about 15 minutes to get to class. And so, just a quick 15-minute walk and you listen to the book of James is a great way to get some extra Bible in and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Um, Ephesians is also pretty short. I think it's 5 or 6 chapters as well. And also, I think it's closer to 20 minutes, but that was another one. The church I was going to at the time, actually, the pastors had recorded their own reading of the Bible. And they did Ephesians, and there was another one I don't remember anymore. But anyway, I had their recording on my phone, and so I could listen to, uh, you know, the pastoral staff at my church read Ephesians to me, which was neat.
That's pretty cool. Now,
Yeah.
do you I guess curious question, like how do you know which Bible verse you want to use for your services? Because typically every
Hmm.
service has a Bible verse attributed to it, right?
Yep. Yep. So I use what's called a lectionary, which is like a reading guide. Um, I use we're right now we're using the narrative lectionary from Luther Seminary,
Hmm.
and workingpreacher.com because working preacher is arguably it is probably the most plagiarized sermon resource on the internet. Um, but it's a really well done system of commentary and things, and it's what they do is it's a 4 year reading cycle that just basically goes from September through May.
Okay.
And in the fall, they read from the Old Testament. And then in the spring, they read from the New Testament. And they try to kind of pair it together so that what you're reading in the fall sort of resonates with what you're reading in the spring, so that you can call back to it and stuff. And I think they do it that way because they're a school, and so they do it on the school year schedule. And then they have a couple of summer series every summer that you can do if you want. And so in theory, you're reading the majority of the whole Bible every 4 years versus the other there's another lectionary that's literally it's called the Revised Common Lectionary, and that's a 3 year cycle. But it leaves out most of the Gospel of John. You only get John during the holidays, and so I like the narrative lectionary better because you get a whole year with Matthew, a whole year with Luke, a whole year with Mark, a whole year with John, not necessarily in that order. Um, but I like it. So that's how I do it. Other pastors, other traditions and things, like to there are a lot of resources out there for sermon series, and people a lot of churches like to do just different series throughout the year. Let's talk about Romans for 4 weeks. Let's talk about what the Bible has to say about anxiety for 6 weeks. Let's talk about what the Bible has to say about this topic for 6 weeks. And they just do that throughout the year. Um,
Could you
there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat.
could you tell me the five shortest books of the Bible?
Mm, it's got to be. Oh man.
Oh, and fun fact, I know very little about the Bible. I didn't know there were like three books of John.
Yep. I was gonna say, it's probably first through third John, and probably First and Second Peter. But there's a chance that there's like Zechariah.
No,
I
you're
think
not.
that's
I
only
mean,
like 2 pages,
so you're not totally off. So there's what
or
54
maybe it's
books of the.
Zephaniah.
So there's 54 books of the Bible.
There's more than that, but that's okay.
Is there? What is it?
Depends on who's counting. I think I'm
Uh,
usually a 66 book person, and then Catholics are like a 76 book.
oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. 66.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Okay. So John. So third John. Is that what we say?
Yeah, third. I say Third John. Yeah.
So third John is one. Second John is two. First John is actually 26.
Really? All
Yeah.
right. Fair enough.
Number three is Philemon. Philemon.
Oh, Philemon. Yeah, that's only
Philemon.
4 chapters. I think
Obadiah.
maybe it's 3.
Obadiah is number four.
Hmm. Oh, that
And,
makes sense.
and Jude is number five.
Jude is number 5. All right.
Yeah, and then
I'm
let's
surprised.
see here.
Yeah, the minor prophets trip me up because I don't. I know them well generally, but there's 12 of them. So,
Do you know the longest?
the longest book in the Bible?
Yeah,
Oh, it's got to be Psalms,
it
150
is.
chapters.
Yeah, it is Psalms. Genesis is second longest, Isaiah third, Ezekiel fourth, Jeremiah fifth.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, universally the shortest is 3 John, the longest is Psalms, longest narrative is Genesis, and the longest, whatever that NT is, New Testament book, I guess, is
Yeah,
Acts.
probably. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Acts makes sense.
Okay. Philippians, already listed above, keeping canonical position here. We normally remove duplication, but it reflects strict length order listing. Sometimes vary slightly by count, see note below. And strict no duplication order. Philippians appears once. I am currently whatever. Okay. Good for
I don't
you,
know what that's
man.
about.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Me,
Philippians is another favorite of mine.
I like that there was because like every once in a while when I see somebody like post something on like Facebook and
Mhm.
they attribute to like some kind of message to, like, like praying God for something better or praying God for a success or something like that. I became that weirdo now who wants to share a Bible verse with them and stuff like that. And I like when you kind of like go online and be like, give me a couple Bible verses that represent sobriety
Mm.
or health for a family member or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's cool because like then they'll say like like certain chapters of certain books are correlated to like to lifting people up when they're down or like friendship and love and all that stuff. And I kind of like how you kind of base like on book. Like if you feel a certain way, you should read this book or if you're having this kind of mindset, you can look into this book and stuff. And I don't know if it's right for me to call myself a good Christian if I know like very little about the Bible, but I'm not gonna say I'm a bad Christian. I just don't like reading.
Sure. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like the Bible app so much because it'll read it to you, which is
Yeah.
great.
Let me ask your opinion on something.
Sure.
And a friend of mine had me and a friend of mine had a conversation about religion as just for the hell of it. We were talking about the TV show Chosen.
Oh, okay.
Love that show.
I have not
Uh
seen a minute of it, but I hear it's good.
yeah, if you got time, watch it. I love it. It chokes me up every time I see like a miracle by Jesus himself. It's awesome. It does get to me. But we were talking about religion and everything, and he's Catholic and everything, and he has this belief that that you can't be forgiven for your sins unless you confess to,
A
I guess, a
priest.
priest. And
Sure.
I like it's not my place to tell him like you're wrong because that's his belief and I respect it. And I just told him, I was like, I know, like, I don't do anything to where I feel like I need to repent for it.
Mhm.
I know I'm not a perfect person in this world, but I mean, it's not like I'm out there, stealing from
Right.
somebody or vandalizing anything or pissing on a park bench or something. I'm not doing anything that like it's like, oh God, what a wicked person. Um, but there are times where like I feel like, like if um um I don't know, I don't know, it's like I remember like back in the day, like a lot of times, like when I would like go out drinking with my buddies, and I would drive home like next morning, I kind of be like, God, hopefully you don't hold it against me that I was drinking and driving or goofy shit like that, and it's like it wasn't so much like me asking for forgiveness, but just more or less like, hey, God, we cool, right? Like, it's like sorry,
Mhm, mhm.
whatever. If I get in an argument with somebody and like I like just have a lot of anger, I ask God, hey, listen, just take this anger from me, make me a better person and stuff like that. Um, but I'm curious on your thoughts. Like, what do you what's your opinion on you can't be forgiven for your sins unless you confess to a priest?
Yeah, so
You did grow up Catholic, but you're not
I
anymore.
did grow up Catholic. There's a reason I'm Protestant,
Yeah,
and that is one of them. I do not believe that you need to have somebody to
mhm,
mediate your relationship with God.
yeah,
Um, and so, from that perspective, I don't feel that you have to go to confession or
mhm,
whatever. That's not one of the, I think it can be a beautiful sacrament. I don't have anything against it being considered a sacrament.
mhm,
Um, in I've found it very, when I was Catholic, I found it to be a very helpful sacrament. I really
yeah,
enjoyed doing it. There are some Protestant traditions that do continue to have it
mhm,
as an option.
yeah,
Mine's not one of them. Um, I don't think you need it. I'm sort of if you um uh so long story short, no, that's fun. If you, I don't think you have to go to confession to be saved.
yeah.
I think that once you've accepted, no, I don't like that language. If you believe that, if you, so this is going to get theological. In the Bible, the one of the arguments we have, the theologians have, is about the way certain words in Greek are translated.
Mhm,
And the word for belief in the Greek is pisteus, or pisteu. And one of the questions that we fight about is, are you saved by belief in Christ?
mhm,
So the word can be translated as belief or faith or trust, right?
yeah.
So are you saved by your faith in Jesus, or are you saved by the faithfulness of Jesus?
Okay.
And so to me, I lean more toward it is Jesus's faithfulness that saves me. And so, what my obligation is as a faithful Christian is to try to return Jesus's trust in me with the changes to my life
Mhm,
that make me more. He gives the two greatest commandments, right? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. And because he connects those two things, I truly feel that to love God is to love your neighbor
mhm,
as you love yourself. And so, to me, I think that is the more important thing is trying to live out your faith because of Jesus's faithfulness to me. You know, um, that's how I feel about it. And so
yeah.
I try to do my best, and I trust that Jesus will
Mhm,
take care of the rest.
yeah, yeah,
Didn't
and
expect that to
it's
rhyme. Caught me by
yeah,
surprise.
right. But and it's like not most of the time, but every on occasions, like when I do my I don't even know if I can consider it really praying because it's like 40, 45 minutes of me kind of just bullshitting with the guy upstairs on my way to on my way to work, and it's just more or less of like it's like it's been rough, it's been hard. I know you're there for me, and I know that it's goofy because I know that I love God more than I love myself. I know that I'm my own worst critic. I've always been the kind of person that tries not to put my burdens onto other people, even though people, sit there and say like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And you're like, "Hey, you okay? Hey, what's going on?" And stuff. And the answer is always the same. I'm good. Sometimes I'm not, but the thing is like I know that there's so many other people out there who have more problems than I do, friends, family, and all that stuff. And it's like, why do I sit there and put my burdens onto them? Because in my mind, it's like they're just gonna be like, man, that sucks, and then they're gonna try to compete with my bullshit. And I know not everyone's like that, but I've been around enough people who've done that to the point where it's like it's just not worth me wasting my time by wasting your time to tell you something that's going on in my life that you can't control, you can't fix, only I could do it, and for some reason I just can't find the strength to do it.
Mm.
And when it comes to like, being able to like, again, have those conversations, but not only that, but also, confessing something that, it could be, that something I shouldn't have done, or, like not so much like, a sin, but definitely something that, I say I wouldn't do, but here I am doing it or something like that. And I think the difference between, like people who ask for forgiveness and people who have the belief, like, because I mean, I don't know if you ever come across people who question religion or mock religion, or talk about, like how could you have religion and stuff like that. But a lot of the people that like who talk to me about religion, who don't have religion, will sit there and say like, I just don't understand how you could like love a God who all I gotta do is say, God, forgive me for killing this guy, and he's gonna automatically forgive me and send me into heaven.
Sure.
And my whole thought process on it was, and like I would tell them and everything, like it's not so much about you just saying it, it's like you got to believe it.
Right.
You truly have to ask for forgiveness, not just say the words. It's
Right.
like that
Right.
that like
The requirement is to repent, and
yeah,
what repent means in the Greek is to literally turn around and face the other way and walk in the other direction.
yeah.
And so it's not merely to ask for forgiveness without doing anything else.
Mhm.
It's asking for forgiveness and seeking to commit to never living that way again.
Yeah. No, and that's
And
first
not
off,
everybody can
yeah,
do, and we're imperfect, right? We can't always uh succeed in
mhm,
going the right way all the time and
yeah,
whatever. And so I think that there are um there is in Lutheran theology in particular, we talk
mhm,
about and I'm not saying that as though I'm a Lutheran, but I'm Lutheran adjacent. But there's the moment of salvation that happens when you believe in the gospel and
yeah,
repent the first time.
mhm,
And then the rest of your life is a process of sanctification. And
yeah,
so it's sort of like Luther described it as walking around a mountain and seeking to always be moving up. And the thing with if you've ever hiked a mountain, you know that there are places where you're walking around it where it's flat or even goes back down before it goes up again. And so that's how life is, right? You are always trying to move up, but sometimes in the process of moving up, you move back down or you plateau for a while.
mhm,
And I think that is that's I don't want to say it's okay as like just do whatever you want, but um, it's okay in that it is perfectly natural, normal, and something that happens to everybody if you're lucky enough to live long enough to go through the hills and valleys and plateaus of life.
yeah,
Um, you
yeah.
know,
Mhm. And a
yeah.
lot of it is going back to the TV show Chosen for a minute. I don't know how true to the Bible stories that show is. Um, I hear it's pretty spot on. Like there are moments from the Bible that are being played out within this series. And one of the things is Mary, when Jesus finds Mary and pulls her out of this sinful life that she was living. And she's following him along with some of the disciples because he gathers these disciples through his journey. It's not like they all just show up at once. And there was a moment where she becomes overwhelmed and like leaves. And then I think it's Peter and Matthew go to find her. And then they find her bring her back because she kind of fell back into those evil ways. It was just momentary, I think like a day or two, whatever the hell it was, and bring her back, and she's talking to Jesus like she's ashamed that she failed him, let him down, and everything. And Jesus looks at her, tells her to look at me. It's like, did I not think that you would fail again? Did I not think that you would fall again? Like, and it's awesome because like it seems like in that TV show that make me think like, even though it's not perfect, even though my life isn't perfect, even though I keep just stumbling, at least I know that outside of my family, who I know loves me, they just have a poor way of showing it when it comes to my weight loss.
Mm.
I know that regardless, like God's gonna love me for no matter what. Like, like He's gonna love me if I drop 300 pounds or if I gain 300 pounds. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter and everything. And when I mention that like I love God more than I love myself and everything, that needs to be something that I know I need to fix for myself personally because, like you said, you should love yourself. Love yourself as you love your neighbor and everything. And I guess right now because my neighbors bug the heck out of me, but
Yeah, yeah,
but I mean it's like I'm never ill will to them or anything. It's just
right.
I know there's a lot of me that I need to work on, and a lot of me that I need to find self love with because
Yeah.
when I sit there and
Well,
I
and
think,
and love too, right? It's not just like the sentimentality or the sentimental feeling of love. It's the care, the desire for what is best for yourself
yeah,
and for your neighbor. Um,
yeah,
that's sort of key to it. And so sometimes you may not like yourself, but that's still you still got to drag your ass out of bed
um,
and go for a walk or
dude,
eat right or
the other
you
day,
know.
I got up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, and I got done taking a leak, flushed the toilet and everything, and I don't turn the light on and everything, but there's like a night light and everything, and for a minute I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, which I rarely ever. I mean, unless I'm combing my hair, I don't really look in the mirror and stuff like that. And I looked at myself and everything, and I don't know why, but I just looked at myself. I'm like, like you are a pathetic piece of shit,
Mm,
and
yeah.
it was just it was like it wasn't like a thought I was thinking of. It just came out. Like I just looked at myself and I was
Mm,
like, you keep trying, you keep failing, you are fucking pathetic.
yeah.
And I woke up the next morning after like remembering that, like, wow, it's like I don't know, subconsciously I was still a little bit out of it. And like there's like there was real hate for myself like inside me and everything because I go through all this stuff like I'm fine, I'm good. Like I know, hey, I'm gorgeous from the neck up. I know no, I'm not pretty. I know that. I shouldn't hate myself though. Like I shouldn't look at myself like I'm a failure. And I think that's something I do need to work on more too. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. To me, and I'm not. I do not like the way that many Christians give agency to the devil,
Mhm.
or say or act like the devil is the ruler of this world or something. I think that's nonsense and kind of a trash theology. If that's helpful to you, whatever, that's fine. I'm not judging you, but to me, I think that's kind of garbage.
Yeah.
God is either all powerful or not. And if God is all powerful, the devil has no power. That's where I'm at. That being said, I do feel like as a metaphor for things anyway, that's the devil talking to you.
Yeah.
That's to me, that is the adversary in your own mind, causing you to sin against yourself by having those thoughts. And
Agreed. Yeah.
one of the ways that I think about sin is the breakdown of relationship, right? And so you can sin against God by breaking your relationship with God. You can sin against your neighbor by breaking your relationship with your neighbor,
Mhm.
which is any human being that's not you. And you can sin against yourself by breaking your relationship with yourself. And I think that
Yeah.
that's one of the ways you can break the relationship with yourself is to look in the mirror and call yourself a pathetic piece of shit.
Yeah.
um and I'm not saying that I don't do that to myself too. I regularly get up and look myself in the mirror and give myself a double bird and
Right.
you know
But
like, hey, you fucking piece of shit,
right.
what
It's
the fuck
just
are you doing with yourself?
right. Because and the
Sorry,
thing,
Nixon. um
but the thing is too, it's like
but
I
hey,
think
love yourself better than your uncles love themselves.
yeah, right. Yeah, dude, it is. It's just like the hardest part about it every day is like just thinking about like it should be easy. Like it should be easy for me to sit there and say, I'm not going to overeat. I'm not going to, get like a giant sub from Jersey Mike's. If I do want to order Jersey Mike's, just get the sub in the tub. Or if I do want to order Jimmy John's, get the unwich or something like that. Like it's like it should be that simple. And like you said, the concept of like if you have wicked thoughts, if you perform in a sense for me a wicked act of eating something I know I shouldn't be eating to try to better myself and being a better person, it's coming from a place of evil in a sense. It's not God saying, "Hey, have this donut." It's not.
Right.
It's a wickedness of like giving into a temptation. And for some people, maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's sex, everything. For me, I think it's just the fact that like Jimmy John's has red velvet cookies, and they are fantastic. And it's like I'm
Yeah.
giving into that temptation. It's like I stop into a gas station to take a leak, and as I walk by, I see that they got big red cream soda. And red cream soda is my ultimate favorite drink in the entire world. And it's so hard to find. And holy hell, 3 for $6?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't just buy the one if I want to get the sale. And so you grab three and then you bring them to the front counter. And as you're ringing it up, you're looking at the wall of cigarettes thinking, you know, yeah, it's been almost 2 years, but like one pack wouldn't hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't get me, but the
Yeah.
soda did. But the thing is, like, it's like the soda shouldn't have. Even though I loved it, even though I really
Hmm.
wanted it and I enjoyed it when I drank them, once they're gone, they're gone. Like it was irrelevant at that point.
Right.
Like,
Right.
like I could
Yeah.
easily just get like sugar-free cream soda, which
Hmm.
isn't isn't the alternative to soda, but it's not as good as water, but it's better than the sugar stuff.
Right.
I just accepted the fact it's not red and it's just the same damn thing. But because it's big red, because there's nostalgia feel to me from a childhood that I loved, it's like so hard not to get it. And the fact that you go on Amazon and look for zero sugar big red and you can buy a 24 pack of it for $58, never.
Right.
Absolutely not. But the
What
fact
size
that
pack? 24 pack for
yeah, 20, yeah,
$58?
24 pack cans, yeah, for like $58. It's like, no,
That's nuts.
it's insane. But I'm sure somebody out there is buying it. That's why it's $58. But
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't be.
yeah, but I think overall at the end of the day, I think my biggest problem is just yeah, it's a refocus of commitment and everything, and
Yeah. Yeah. You
it's
gotta
weird.
you gotta love yourself enough
I gotta love
to go
myself.
ahead and only buy one soda instead of three, or because I don't think there's anything wrong inherently with just having the one,
No,
or even on some level, even having the three as long as you're pacing yourself,
spread
right?
them out. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and that's what it was. Like
yeah.
I had three sodas over 3 days. Which I
Yeah.
mean, like, so it's not like I'm down and two of them on the way home and one more once I get here. It's
Right.
getting to three. I had one on the drive home. I had one at lunch at work the next day, and I had one when I got home. Got home and ate dinner the following night.
Yeah.
So it lasted 3 days and everything. But it's just like it's one of the things where like where is the line between giving in temptation and just kind of just having like just that thing you want,
Right.
I think it's a
Yeah.
fine line. And
It is. It
I
is.
guess I guess really like you said, like just have the one. The difference between buying three for $6 or buying one by itself is 28 cents. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I
Right.
could have enjoyed that
Could
one
have
thing. It's
you could have eaten the 28 cents and and drank
100%,
two less sodas, two fewer sodas.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
to me, here's where I think of the lion.
sure.
There's an old Buddhist parable about or maybe story. Maybe story is a better word. Anyway, these two monks are walking along, an older monk and a younger monk, and they come to a river, and there's a young woman who needs to cross and is unable to do so on her own because the river is rushing too quickly and she's too short.
Yeah.
And so the older monk picks her up and carries her across and sets her down on the other side. And they keep walking, and the younger monk is just like apoplectic. It is a core tenet of our belief that we are not supposed to touch women at all because we're monks, and monks are not supposed to touch women. And they're walking along and he's thinking about this and he's chewing on it, and you can just tell that there's this like storm cloud in his attitude about it because he's just so baffled that this older, wiser monk has done this thing.
Yeah.
And finally, he can't hold it in anymore. He looks at his older mentor and says, "Why did you carry that woman across? It's a core tenet of our belief that we do not touch women." And the older monk looks at him and he says, "I set that woman down 3 miles ago, and you've been carrying her this whole time."
Yeah.
And so to me, to have the occasional pleasure of a big red cream soda,
Mhm.
even if it's 3 days in a row, is fine. I think the thing that when it becomes a problem is when you have those three sodas sitting in your fridge and you say, well, I got those three sodas in my fridge, I might as well have donuts, I might as well get the extra large sub, I might as well do this, I might as well do that. Instead, I think give yourself the grace to say, I really love those sodas and I only have them a couple of times a year. And so, so I'm going to have those three this week, and I'm not going to let them wreck my diet by eating whatever I want because I have those three sodas.
Mhm.
I'm going to use those three sodas as my special treat this week, and hopefully reinforce my willpower in every other place in my
Yeah.
dietary practice.
Yeah. So if I have it, as long as I got like chicken and broccoli, maybe some rice with it and everything, we call it even. It's not a
Right.
giant cheesesteak from Jersey Mike's
Mhm.
or a double meat Chipotle bowl or something like that. Like, listen, I mean, it's not getting to the point where I'm praying for a fucking urine stop on my way home or anything. It's I know where that gas station is. I pass it every single day, and it's like, man, do I gotta go to the bathroom? Do I gotta take a
Mm,
leak? It's like I'm not getting to that point where it's like God, I need to get it, but you're right, and
sure.
I think that line of temptation just really kind of determines on like how much you're doing, like how much of it you're doing in that moment,
Mhm.
and and I guess why? Like, is it something like I would like to have this because I've been keeping good on calorie counts, I've been doing better on walk-in, and you know what? It's Friday. Yes, I'm gonna grab myself a cream soda, or is it more along the lines of, well, I failed the entire week with everything. Why start now? And stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think that's where that line is. But
Yeah. Because
I
I
guess,
think that one of the things I think about a lot is shame. And I think that there's sort of social shame, which can be a helpful thing.
yeah.
It can help us keep ourselves in line because we don't want other people to see how we're screwing up.
Hmm.
But then there's the individual shame that I think the gospel is supposed to free us from,
Yeah.
right? And so to me, carrying, to use that, carrying the woman around, carrying that shame and allowing it to compound itself to where you're considering having cigarettes again for the first time in 2 years, that's where it crosses over into being a problem.
Yeah.
Whereas just treating it as like this is a treat, and I'm going to treat it like a treat, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to love myself enough to know that having this one soda, or even these three sodas, maybe even once a month, isn't going to wreck my whole diet because I've got a rolling calorie deficit that is fine for me or whatever. You
True.
know, it is quite frequently I find that when you are so consumed by your shame
Hmm.
that you begin to excuse the actions that you're taking. To me, that is what it means when Paul says to be a slave to sin.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's where I draw the line for myself is, I'm going to screw up. I'm human. It's a thing that's going to happen. What I want to do is live my life in such a way where I don't necessarily see it as long as it's not hurting someone else, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a difference between having a couple of sodas or a donut or something, and like oh, I'm going to hire a prostitute, you know, and
So does the gateway to that, right? That's what it is.
right,
First
you
is
know,
three sodas. Next it's a hooker.
yep. Next, it's four hook. Next year, Hunter Biden. Uh,
How much
no, I'm
crack?
kidding. No,
Uh,
on some level, no offense to Hunter Biden. He seems like actually a pretty lovely guy,
where is
with the
my
exception of the
laptop?
crack.
Where is my laptop?
Did you sell it to somebody?
I think I left it at Best Buy.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah. So anyway, I just that's how I think about it. And I
yeah,
think that to repent is to start to shape your life so that you conform to the image of Christ within you.
hmm
And so that's to me the goal.
yeah,
Whether it can be achieved in this life or not is up to him.
mhm,
I'm just going to do my best.
yeah, yeah. And I think like the way you're talking about it is like I think that's where I'm at right now, and I think that's the one thing I probably got worked the most on is the fact that like it's almost like sometimes I'm looking for a failure to just give up
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And in the sense of like I can sit here and I can meal prep like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I could meal prep for 4 days for work and everything, and I got it. I'm eating, everything's good. And all of a sudden I get home from work on Thursday night and I'm tired, I'm beat, I go to bed and everything. I wake up, I'm like, crap, I didn't make anything for lunch today. It's like, okay, well, I'll try not to eat. Maybe I'll take this as a fasting day or something like that. Just focus on
Mm.
water, and then I get to work, and then I'm starving because the anticipation wasn't fasting. It was just a straight. I'm fasting today. That's it. There was no plan. Like that's just my
Right.
decision. My
Yeah.
body's like bullshit. You are. We're eating.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, you're getting the red velvet cookie and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, the
You're
hot
buying
ham
the
and
food.
cheese or
Yeah, just now you're just getting the full sandwich and not even a healthy one. You could get the tuna on wheat, but why do that when you get the Italian nightclub with extra mayo?
yeah, well, I've already broken my fast. I might as well just,
Yeah, screw it.
the hell with it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get the full sandwich. I'll get a salt and vinegar chipped with some kicking ranch dipping sauce and everything. I get a cookie, large Diet Coke because that's gonna balance everything out.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Right.
right, and then
I do
Saturday
love it.
rolls
I
around.
do love a Jimmy John's Diet Coke. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
they're
Oh
good.
man. I don't
They're
even
good.
really like Diet Coke, but when I'm getting Jimmy John's for whatever
Listen,
reason, it just
I
hits.
I will put Jimmy John's Diet Coke up there with McDonald's Coca-Cola. Like it is
Yeah.
just it's a different taste. And
Yep.
but I think that's my biggest problem. I think that's probably that's I think that's gonna be my Lent commitment is finding ways not to intentionally fail. Find ways to
Yeah.
intentionally succeed. Find ways to go above and beyond and everything. It's like I think that's what I need to focus on. And let's
Yeah.
see if that helps.
Like
Let's see if that helps.
an egg McMuffin is
Not bad.
actually a really nutritionally complete thing.
Yeah.
If you had two egg McMuffins and a coffee,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what your budget is, but they're way
That's
more
doable.
expensive than they used to be. But that being said, that's a pretty healthy breakfast, all
Yeah.
things considered. And
Yeah. I
you know,
love
and
egg McMuffins. They're
yeah,
delicious.
and
Yeah.
then you could have that for breakfast, and then when you get to lunch, you can say, I ate breakfast and
Mhm.
I'm not starving. And so maybe I'll get the I don't know, it's Friday in our thing, right? So
Mhm.
maybe I'll get the tuna fish and on whole wheat or whatever, and
Yeah. Well,
which
see,
by the way is a delicious sandwich. I
it's
mean, it's
so good.
great.
I had it today. I had a
Yeah.
tuna. I had tuna from Jimmy John's. I didn't have it on the wheat. I had it on the regular. But what I did is I doubled down on the tuna.
Yeah.
Added
Nice.
some veggies in there. I bored out some of the bread because I
Mm-hmm.
looked at it. I was like, okay, I could get this bread. I could get the regular roll with
Yeah.
the bread like bored out of it. That is 170 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Or I get the wheat bread and that's 180 calories. Now, granted, there's
Oh,
way
well,
more
there you go.
fiber. There's way more
Yeah.
fiber in the wheat, but I got the tuna and I bored out the bread. I got double tuna in there for extra protein, extra tuna salad, more filling. I threw in I got extra lettuce. I got onions. I got pickles. I tried to throw in all the 0 calorie stuff to kind of like get me full and everything. And I did. I got a bag of barbecue chips. I got no dipping sauce with it and everything. And I got a large Diet Coke. But of course, I got the red velvet cookie. But that was what I ate today. Other than that quesadilla that I ate just before we started on the low carb wrap with cheddar cheese, taco seasoning, threw some sour cream on it and hot sauce on it, and I got this apple. And this is gonna be my dessert here when we're done recording. It's like the stuff is doable. It's just I gotta find ways to not fail. And
Yeah.
if that comes down to I don't know, like grabbing something for breakfast from here on my way out. If just as long as I eat at work, if I have one meal at work, I can make it through
Yeah.
work. I can get home and I can keep myself busy to the point where I don't eat again. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
it's doable. I just got to get my mind right about it. But
Yep. Yep.
Joe, before we wrap up here, which is awesome conversation. I love this. We found out that I don't love myself. I mean, that was, that was something. So I'm gonna work on that. But
Nice. Nice.
what you freaking thinking about?
Yeah, so I'm actually really excited to talk about it here because we're using a pre-recorded show tonight for
Oh,
Geekcast Live, and we're
awesome.
going to talk about our plan for the season. And so I won't get to talk about this tonight on that show. Um, uh, Maddie and I found a new show on Netflix that we thought was fantastic. It's called How to Get to Heaven from Belfast.
Okay.
It's made by the same people who made Dairy Girls, which is another show that we really enjoyed. And it is this fun sort of murder mystery about three friends who are invited to the funeral of their fourth friend from high school, and they discover that the body in the coffin is not the body of their friend. And so they wind up on this sort of dark comedic adventure trying to find what happened to their friend. And it's was very enjoyable. We powered through the first 6 episodes the night we found it. And the only reason we didn't finish it that night was because it was already midnight when
Oh
we
wow, okay.
watched those first 6 episodes. And so we had two left. We watched them a couple of days later, but it was a
Nice.
really good show, a lot of fun. Uh, if you like Dairy Girls, you'll like it. And if you like it, I highly recommend Dairy Girls if you've never seen it. It's also a very fun show. So
Nice. Awesome.
yeah. What about you? What are you freaking thinking about?
Right now, I think honestly, from our conversation, I'm gonna be focusing on self-love, buddy. I'm gonna be
Nice.
I'm gonna be focused on being able to look myself in the mirror saying, hey, you matter. Hey, you got this. Hey, don't give it up. Screw what that guy that other guy said to you 3 in the morning after he got done peeing. He should have been in the bathroom with you to begin with. Screw
Yep.
that guy. Yeah. So
Word.
I think it's all gonna be focused on that. I am excited because I'm gonna be doing a watch along Saturday morning with my buddies Will and Justin, who I had on the podcast back in November. We're going to do a watch along of the very first Rocket Pro Wrestling show that they put on. And we're going to talk about it because the evolution of their show up until now from 2019 is incredible. And Will is one of the owners of the company. Justin does a lot of stuff with them as far as like content and being a fan. And obviously, I'm a pro wrestling guy, so we're gonna be doing the watch along this Saturday. I'm really excited to be doing that with them and everything. So
Nice.
that's the thing I'm looking forward to most this weekend. And now it's just more or less just buckling down and probably doing the Sartine dives Friday through Sunday, and see
Nice.
how it
Nice.
goes.
Awesome.
And hopefully I don't got oh whatever happened to you. So
Yeah. I hope you don't have it happen to me because that was horrible.
hey Joe,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
every week our listeners catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But if an hour of Cartoon Joe just isn't enough for our listeners, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Blue Sky by searching Geekcast Live.
Excellent. Guys, make sure you check out our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, this freaking show. Make sure you head over to FreakNet Studios on YouTube. That's where you're going to find this podcast dropping. If you see a lot of new content coming out, well, that's because I decided to merge the JFW YouTube channel over to the FreakNet Studios YouTube channel. So now it's under one place. And so if you're a wrestling fan, you kind of see some of the interviews I've done with professional wrestlers or see me being an asshole because that's what the gimmick is. But make sure you subscribe over to YouTube. It definitely helps us out. I am beyond excited to get this Belly Up web series going. There's just got a couple things I got to get figured out in order to get that going. So hopefully, I appreciate you trying.
I know. I like the fireworks.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, the hearts came out.
Hearts worked. Yeah.
yeah, those worked. I'm really excited for Belly Up to get up and going. I just hope I got to find somebody who's willing to help me with that as far as like helping me reach out to restaurants and pubs that are allowed they'll be willing to allow me to go in and record like for 30 minutes to an hour. And yeah, hopefully we get that going and everything. If you haven't yet, make sure you sign up to our Discord, which you can find the link to it either at FreakNet Studios YouTube channel or Facebook page, or this freaking show's Facebook page, or JFW's Facebook page if you want to go over there as well. So make sure you join over there because there's comment sections where I do check and see if we get chats. It is still fairly new, so trying to build an audience there, but all the announcements of what we're releasing on YouTube are over there as well. But if you're just a fan of listening to us, you can do so still on iTunes or I guess Apple Podcast and Spotify and wherever you
Yep.
listen to podcasts. So,
Nice.
guys, that's all I got. As always, I'm Travesty,
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
and thank you for listening to another episode of this freaking show. I'm out.